All right.
The meeting is being recorded.
Right. We are recording this for those who have signed up for the virtual open house but are unable to make it, or even those who haven't signed up. But I want to welcome you all to our third annual IDL SIG virtual open house. This is an event designed to inform non-members and current IDL SIG members about the various services we offer. And since we are a virtual community, we don't get many opportunities to meet face-to-face, so we like to replicate that. My name is Janie Sagan, and I am the social media and what else do I do? Oh gosh, I just drew a blank. I am so sorry. Social media and surveys for the IDL SIG. I also served as a co-manager a few years ago, and on the call we have various members of our leadership team who will be chatting with us about the different things that they do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and click to the next slide. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with what we do, our mission is to help SDC members develop knowledge and practical skills for designing and implementing technical instruction in electronic and traditional classroom settings. So basically, as you see on the slide, we help our members learn more about good instructional design, not only the practical items, but also the theories behind them. And as evidenced by the second bullet, promoting sound design practices and providing information about theory and research, because a lot of us have learned on the job about instructional design. Some of us have gone to school and have degrees in it, and others, myself included, have learned instructional design on the job. Someone gives us a training assignment. Oh, you know how to write. You can design this training. So I've gone into it a little bit cold, but thanks to the IDL SIG, I've learned how to build engaging curriculum. Let's go ahead and click to the next slide. So here are the goals for the IDL SIG, and basically we want to build up everyone's skills because everyone is at different levels. So we like to learn from each other, and that's evidenced by our many activities that we do. And our fourth bullet, we like to build the SIG through activities that include member recognition, partnerships, and awareness activities. So it's basically us getting together in our various venues to exchange knowledge and to learn from one another. So those are the different goals and our missions of the IDL SIG. And then over the next few slides, we're going to go ahead and meet some of the faces behind the curtain. And don't worry, none of them are the Wizard of Oz. But we do have some very incredible wizards on our team. Go ahead and click to the next slide. All right. So in the next few minutes, we're going to go ahead and meet some folks on our team. So some of the folks are here on the call with us, and others were unable to make it. So for those who are not on the call, I'll go ahead and cover for them because we asked everybody who has a leadership role within the SIG to share a little bit about themselves and to share what they do within the SIG. And as you can see here, we meet up at the STC Summit, and Melissa and Robert put on, who are our co-managers, who they will talk about themselves in a few minutes. We had our annual IDL SIG meeting, so they arranged this really cool teddy bear breakfast. So we were up there at 7 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Time. So for some of us who are a little bit more westerly, we were half asleep or more 3/4 asleep, but we made it, and it was well worth it. We got to meet each other face-to-face. We got to meet some new members, and it was just a really, really wonderful time. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to some of the members of our leadership team. And over the next several slides, you'll see some pictures so you can put some faces to some names. Go ahead and click. All right, Melissa, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and who are you and what do you do?
Well, hello, my name is Melissa Rurick, and I'm one of the co-managers for this year, and I think for next year too. I'm a technical writer. I also have a degree in education. I've had a lifelong interest in instructional design, but I haven't always worked in instructional design. You can read on the slide there, I have a few quirks to my personality, which helps me lead with humor. And there's a picture there of my dog Saxon. He's my best buddy. He kept me company. I had recent surgery, and he kept me company while I was recuperating from that. As a co-manager, I'm always looking for volunteers to do things. There's lots of little jobs and big jobs that need doing around the SIG all the time. And if you ever have the urge to volunteer or enrich your volunteer experience, just let us know. We've got stuff for you to do. Thanks.
Thank you, Melissa. Right. And let's introduce our next co-manager. Oh, more Melissa.
More Melissa.
There's some more pictures.
Keep going.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert Hirschnell, and I am happy to be co-manager with Melissa. Mostly happy because she does so much work that it feels like I don't have to do that much. But I'd like to do more, and I'd like to have a lot more people getting involved with us and doing more for our SIG, because I think that we have a great potential to do wonderful things, not just within FCC, but within our profession, to forward the ideas and the concepts and the principles of good instructional design. So as Melissa said, anyone who's interested in getting involved, there's a lot of fun stuff and interesting stuff and really valuable stuff that we can all do, but we need more people to do it. I think that instructional design and training often takes a back seat in the business world to other things that appear to make more money for the companies, and I think that that we can all have a much greater impact on whatever environment we're working in than we do today by being more effective. So please get in touch with us if you feel the same way, or if you'd like to help us move everyone ahead. And as I say here, put each other in touch for mutual benefit. One thing that I've just started doing here is working on a task force for the Technical Communication Body of Knowledge, the TC-BOC, which is a big project that FCC has been working on for some years now. But instructional design is somewhat underrepresented there. So I was pretty happy when they asked me to serve on the task force to see what we could do to sort of vitalize this thing a little bit more. So if anyone's interested in that, please get in touch. So that's me.
Great. Thank you, Robert. We'll go ahead and click to the next slide. All right. Laurie, go ahead and take it. Please introduce yourself and tell us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laurie Mayer. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been a member of SDC for a lot longer than I sometimes want to remember, but every year of my 30 or so years of SDC membership has been well worth it. It's been very, very gratifying to be part of a technical communication organization where I can build my skills, I can meet wonderful people. I have met so many people who have been mentors and teachers. I have been a member of the IDL SIG for about 3 years. Currently I serve as the membership manager and the SIG secretary. belonging to the SIG has been very well aligned with my for training in instructional design. That's actually what I have my master's degree in, but I've been so involved in technical writing that I haven't had as many career opportunities to pursue instructional design as I would like. So being involved in this SIG is a wonderful way for me to keep in touch with the principles of instructional design and to meet other people who are involved in training development. So I just feel that as far as our SIG and as far as STC itself, we're really just getting started. There are so many things that we can do with so much wonderful technology combined with so much talent that can really help all of us, both in individual communities and as members of the parent organization. I feel very, very gratified to have been honored as an STC Fellow in 2015. I like to think that the fingerprints of all of my colleagues, all of my fellow leaders are on that honor because I wouldn't have been able to do it without a lot of support and camaraderie and actually love from other people. So it's really been a great experience. I get a lot of good-natured ribbing about being a member of so many STC communities, and sometimes it can get a little crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And if there is anybody on this call who is either not a member of the SIG or not a member of STC and is kind of thinking about maybe joining, I would say, please come on board with us. You'll be glad you did. Thanks.
Yes, I totally agree. Thank you, Laurie. All right, go ahead and click to the next slide, please. All right, our treasurer, James Pisket, is not on the line, but he's our treasurer, and he handles our money. So he oversees our budget, makes sure that we spend our money accordingly and appropriately. He handles all of our reimbursements. He works with Robert and Melissa in drafting the budget, and just he's a good steward of our SIG money. And as you can see here, the fun fact that he shared is that he managed a teaching competing pipe band for 8 years. So I think that's pretty cool. So go ahead and click to the next slide, please. Okay, Krista Mohammed is our newsletter editor. She was unable to make the call due to a prior commitment, but she is our managing editor for our IDL SIG newsletter. We've been, over the past year or so, and Melissa or Robert, please feel free to jump in to add anything regarding our newsletter, but we're in the process of improving our newsletter to make it more interactive and to make it easier to read. We're reformatting it and all that to make it more web compatible and such. And so basically, Krista invites everyone to send copies. So we have some information on the next slide on how to submit copy to the newsletter. And even if we go through the slide rather quickly, we still have this information on our website. So when we were talking earlier about the exchange of knowledge, our newsletter is a perfect way to share knowledge with one another. And if you think, oh, I don't know enough about this topic, I'm not an expert, strike that from your mind. Everyone has something to contribute. And so here, you might be able to see it, you might not, but again, this information right here that you see on this slide, we will have it on our website if we don't already do so. So it just has the publication policy, what sort of articles we're looking for, even artwork and images and stuff, any creatives too. So we like to appeal to both sides of the brain with our publication. Melissa, Robert, is there anything else you would like to say about the newsletter before we move on?
I would add, thanks, Jamie. I would just add that what Krista and I are working on is kind of a transition here to the new newsletter entity is a sort of a composite newsletter that we will build on the website as in a blog format over the period of 3 months. And then at the end of each quarter, we'll combine all that stuff into a PDF and produce the standard newsletter that we're all used to over the last few years. But this will be a way to kind of keep the newsletter in the forefront and keep the information flowing to everyone during the interim period between the quarterly newsletter releases. So if you're, like Jamie said, if you're interested, we are always looking for contributions, and don't feel bad about, if you don't think you can write something that's good enough for all the criticism that a bunch of technical writers are going to heap on you if you publish it. So this group, don't worry about that, because we also have a great crew of editors. And your writing is probably better than you think. As Jamie said, there's always room, and we're interested in new ideas. So please get in touch.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'll just add that it also looks good on your resume if you can say you've been published on a website or in a newsletter.
Yep, good point.
Absolutely. And especially for you students out there, this is a great way to build up your professional career and your resume. Thank y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and click to the next slide. We have a lot more people on our team. So, Preeti Mathur, she is our immediate past IDL SIG manager with Cindy Powell, but right now she is in charge of our training evaluation program. And in a little bit, Preeti could not make it on the call tonight, so she asked me to share some information about this program and what a great benefit it is to IDL SIG members. So as you can see, Preeti right there in the picture, she rode a combine and participated in harvesting corn in a small town in Minnesota. So she got to do some pretty cool stuff. And speaking of cool stuff, let me tell you a little bit about our training evaluation program, which is on the next slide. Okay, so this is a wonderful program. It's a free service to IDL SIG members, and it's a great opportunity to work one-on-one with an expert in the field. So basically what we do is, if you have a training program or what have you that you would like that professionally evaluated, you can have it peer reviewed. You follow the submission process to have it submitted. So it's wonderful because you get it peer reviewed in a safe, friendly manner. You get suggestions to how to improve your project. And of course, again, as I mentioned, it's free to IDL SIG members. I participated in this recently with one of our training evaluators. I was working on a project about pet medications, and I just needed, someone else to look at it. And this, again, I am not an instructional designer by profession. I do it as part of my job. So any way I can learn about making sure I do things right, I take full advantage of. So all I did was I just filled out the form online. I got matched up with an instructional designer, and between the two of us, we met online. She went ahead and looked at my work and gave me some suggestions on what I could do to improve what it was that I was doing. So even if you're an expert instructional designer, this service is still good because you get that second eye. You get a fresh perspective, because no matter what you do, if you're working with something very intimately, you kind of lose sight of some things. You get kind of a tunnel vision, so to speak. And so having a fresh set of eyes looking at your work can be quite beneficial. So we're always looking for evaluators, and most importantly, we're also looking for people to have their work evaluated. So if you are interested, just visit our website and proceed to fill out the application. Now, one thing I will mention is that some people are concerned that, well, what if I have confidential information? What if I'm working with sensitive info? I want to tell you right now that there are certain ways to work around that. You can black out certain information, and you can also rest assured that your evaluator can sign some sort of non-disclosure agreement. everything remains confidential. So whatever they see and whatever you see, those are the only two eyes that see the material. None of us see it unless you share it with us. But the training evaluations are between you and your evaluator. So this, again, this is a great program, and please take advantage of this program. Next slide, please. Okay, and now let's hear it for Vicki.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I was excited about the previous presentation. So here I am at the summit that was in Columbus. I do a couple of things. I do our webinar program, and I do our website, and there is lots of room on both of those committees for people that like to have fun. Program is, I guess, a little bit more for extroverts because you do have a lot of interaction with our speakers and our presenters. And the website is just a really great way to learn WordPress. WordPress is a very popular website tool, and it's really easy to learn, but you have to have somewhere to practice. And we're very forgiving, so come on out and help us with our website. We don't mind if you make mistakes as long as you learn from them. And you need street cred, right? If you have on your resume that you have worked on our website has a lot of street cred, and so we'll pass it on to you. We do need volunteers. And my fun fact is that I play in a family band. It's called the Dill Pickers. It's my husband, my son, and I, and it's like one thing we can do where the three of us don't get into arguments. So it's a win-win on all sides. And there I am. I'm singing Let It Go with some technical writing adjusted lyrics there at the summit in Columbus. I had to debate Leah Gurin. She was fantastic.
I wish I'd heard that, Vicki.
It's somewhere on the web. Yeah.
Oh, good.
The summit at a click, or whatever they're calling the summit recording. They got me down there.
That's awesome. Thank you, Vicki. And for those of you who are not as part of the management team, if you have any questions, please feel free to pipe in, because we want to invite any questions. And right here, this is me, Jamie Sagan. People ask me, "Are you related to Carl Sagan?" I used to say no, but then I started saying, "Yeah, he's my uncle." Well, we could be related somehow. But in any case, I work with our surveys and social media. So every 2 years, we have a big demographic survey in which we survey all of our IDL SIG members about what they do within their instructional design world, as well as what tools they use, what your job scope is, et cetera, et cetera. So we like to get a pulse of who our membership base is so that we can plan accordingly. I also set up elections for offices. So, in fact, within a week or two, we will hold elections for assistant co-managers. So we do that. And with our social media, we have Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So I manage that. And our members, particularly Vicki and Laurie, they really help promote all of our activities within the SIG. So I want to give them a special shout out. So thank y'all for promoting our events through your personal feeds and for tagging us. So we like to let members know of different events through different venues. Email, social media, everything. And I help out as needed with the SIG. So whenever they need any help with anything, such as hosting the virtual open house, I help with that. And so just to give you a little background about myself, I've been a member of the IDL SIG since 2007, and I first became involved in 2008 when I attended my very first STC summit in Philadelphia. So I got to meet some of the members, and there I got involved with the SIG. I first began working with Sylvia Miller with scholarships, and then from there, within a few years, I became assistant co-manager with Marilee Souter, and in fact, we served as co-managers for a couple of years. before passing the baton to the next folks. I've worked with membership before I passed that baton to Laurie. So we're all a team. We all like to work together. That's what I like most about the IDL SIG. I know if I have any questions about instructional design, I can turn to any of my fellow members and get some help. And I also enjoy working with everyone because we only get to see each other physically once a year if we're able to attend the STC Summit. So we meet, we talk all the time, but it's also nice to see each other in person once in a while. And some fun facts about myself. I love cats, knitting, and Harry Potter, as you can see by my slides. The cat pictured here with me is Gimli. I found him in the engine of my car when he was 6 weeks old. I was driving, I heard a meow sound coming from the car, and I pulled over, looked under the car, didn't see anything, looked inside, didn't see anything, popped open the hood, and there was a little kitten. So I was just going to keep him for a couple of days and then take him to the Humane Society. Well, 12 years later, you know, he's been a wonderful member of my family. He passed away last year, but I remember him fondly. Those two little cats down there are Pepper and Sprinkles, my current cats. Over here to the right is some example of some knitting that I've done. I love to knit. It's fun, and you get to make nice things too. And then over there is me, a really bad selfie in front of the Hogwarts Castle. So I visited the Wizarding World of Harry Potter over in Orlando a couple of years ago, so I just wanted to show that. But again, we just have a few more slides to show, but I just want to thank those of you who took the time to join us on the call. And again, we are recording this, so even if you've missed something or if you were unable to attend, you can still learn about all the different things that we do. Next slide, please. So we have some more motley crew. We have some other members and volunteers that work with us. Cindy Powell, she's our immediate past co-manager. Sylvia Miller, she's worked with scholarships. In the past, we've offered scholarships to students, but we've had to step back this past year and revisit our scholarship program. Melissa, Robert, did we want to say anything about that?
Yeah, with the scholarships that we issue and the technical editing SIG issue are under review right now, and they're coming up with maybe a different program, but it's not that it's been canceled yet out of hand. We may still be able to offer it. If we don't, we'll be offering something like student membership for a year, something like that, so that we'll be able to use the funds that are given to the SIG to promote education and development of our members.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. And then as you can see on our slide, we have other people that work behind the scenes to run our SIG. And if I left anybody off, I deeply apologize. But if it wasn't for our members, if it wasn't for our leadership team, we wouldn't be as successful of a SIG as we are. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so the benefits of membership, we've talked about the various things that we offer. And yes, there are benefits. You do see an empty slide, but we did have some bullet points there. Oh,
there you go.
Here.
Yes.
Go ahead and just click through all of them. Yeah, so as you can see, we do have a lot of benefits of membership. It's not a blank slate. So as you can see, whenever we offer our IDL SIG webinars, we have special pricing. So that's extra incentive to be a member. We have an email discussion list, which is available to members only. So if you have a question about a tool or a question about anything instructional design related, you can use this discussion list, and you can get some really good responses. People are very thoughtful in their answers. So that's a wonderful benefit. And again, webinars, our training evaluation workshop, which I mentioned earlier in the call, our newsletter, which we mentioned earlier as well. We also offer book and tool reviews. And many of these are published in the STC publication Technical Communication Journal, which is the quarterly publication. So you'll see those as well as on our website. We've got our online and social media resources. Vicki and crew have done a marvelous job on our website to make it a very robust resource. And we're also harnessing the power of social media to share information as well. Any other bullets? We have a space in which we're having a business directory of self-employed instructional designers, so we're building that up. And we also are building up our mentoring program because, again, we're all about the exchange of knowledge, and it's great to have people help each other out. So we've got that venue to do so. All right, and as Melissa and Robert have mentioned throughout the call, and Vicki too, we have several opportunities for you to gain leadership and experience, whether it's writing an article for the newsletter or volunteering as part of the website or programs team or what have you. Your experience is very much welcomed and appreciated. Next slide, please. So a nice little snapshot of our website. So you can check it out for yourself. We have the address right there. And it also might be in your Eventbrite invitation as well. But just check us out and check out the information that we have. Next slide. All right. So how many of you are members of the IDL SIG right now? Okay. Basically, I just want to let you know that you can belong to the IDL SIG only if you're a member of STC. So if you're already an STC member, we have instructions on the side on how to sign up for the IDL SIG. Whether you're renewing your membership already, which hopefully you all have done. I still need to do it, but make sure you select instructional design and learning as your special interest group. And if you've already renewed and decide, well, I want to join the IDL SIG, we have instructions for doing that as well. So you can update your membership information at any time. And it's only $10 each to join. And if you're a gold member, you're automatically a member of all the SIGs. So it's a really wonderful deal. And if you're not an SEC member, we have information on how to sign up. And if you're a student, you get to enjoy some deeply discounted membership fees. And then what's really cool is even when you graduate, even when you're no longer a student, SEC has the new technical communication professionals level, which is a little bit more expensive than student level, but not as expensive as the full out level. So it's a really good deal either way. And as Laurie mentioned earlier, joining STC is well worth it. It's a wonderful investment in your professional career and also personally too, because you get to meet some really nice people along the way. I mean, I know I've always encountered nothing but helpful and generous people who've shared their knowledge with me, and I like to be able to do the same. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so here's some contact information. As I mentioned, our website, our links to our social media feeds. So look for us on Twitter. Look for us on LinkedIn. Please feel free to request us as a group, and we'll go in and approve you as members because it's a closed group. But Facebook and Twitter are open to everybody because we like to introduce you, and then we have certain benefits that are available to our members only, like our discussion list and the training evaluation workshop. And then here's a couple of really important email addresses, manager@stcidlsig.org. That will reach both Melissa and Robert. And then if you have any membership questions, the address right there, membership@stcidlsig.org. That will go to Laurie. And we also have other emails for other folks on our team, so when you visit our website, you will be able to see that. So here's all of our contact information. Next slide, please. So we have a couple of other items that we cover. So I may have mentioned this earlier, but every year we meet up at the annual STC Summit. So we'll have an informal gathering somewhere at a restaurant or a bar. We, of course, have our business meeting. My computer went kaput, but here it is. We also, they also have a table at the community's reception where all the SIGs get together so you can learn more about them and meet people face-to-face. We also publish a roadmap every year with, we go through the Summit catalog and see which classes are on the training and education track. So we like to call those out specially because a lot of people are like, well, what class, which session should I go to? So we like to share which ones would be of most interest to instructional designers. And then as we mentioned, as we've been mentioning all throughout the night, to borrow from Vicki, you need street cred, we need volunteers. So volunteering for the IDL SIG is a great way to build up your resume, to build up your professional skills, and to work with some really neat people along the way. Okay, so Melissa, Robert, any parting words before we open up the line to any questions?
Nothing from me. I think you've said it all, and you did a good job.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Jamie. I just wanted to thank everyone who's on the call, and if you're listening to the recording, thanks for making it all the way through this to this point. And we hope to hear from at least some of you. As everybody has said, we have a whole lot of fun doing this stuff, and we think we're doing good work. So if you're intrigued at all, please get in touch. We'd love to work with you.
Ooh, let's see, Bernadette is typing. So we may have a question from her. We'll just wait a second. Laurie, Vicki, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, no.
I would just say that, you know, being part of a group like this is not only a skill-building exercise, but it's also a way to really get to know some really fantastic people in STC. And because it's a virtual community, there are no geographic barriers. We're all in the same place in spirit. So, you know, if you haven't, you know, for people who belong to STC chapters but haven't really been involved in SIGs, it's really a wonderful way to supplement your STC membership and to really enhance it, because even though we don't see each other except for maybe once a year at Summit, there's just a rich opportunity to get to know great people, to learn from one another, to teach and learn together, and really to just have a broader view of the technical communication profession, and that's what I think the SIG has done for me.
Thank you, Laurie. That was right on. You hit it right on. For those of you who don't see the chat, Bernadette asks, is there a list of volunteer positions and descriptions available on the IDL website? Melissa answers, she is going to send out an announcement tomorrow about what is available, and this list will show how much time is involved and the benefits of volunteering for that position. So they will be added to the website as well.
Okay, thanks.
So anybody else have any questions? Ah, perfect.
Link in the chat.
Great.
So be sure to check out the website for any volunteer opportunities. Any other questions that we have from any of our attendees. See, Melissa is typing. Okay.
Vicki linked the current page, which is just a little out of date, but I'll be adding more opportunities to that tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that, Melissa. Yeah, because we want to make sure that we let everybody know of all the different opportunities that we have
there's
to
lots of
serve the SIG. Go ahead.
Lots of nice small jobs that need doing right now, too. Little things that people can volunteer for, but it would still be great to help.
Perfect. All right. Any final questions or any comments that anybody has on the call?
Jamie, this is Robert. I just wanted to thank you again for putting this all together. And thanks to everyone for attending and contributing all that you did. This has been really nice. Thanks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. And just to let you know, for those who have signed up for we will post a link to this recording through our social media outlets as well as on our website. That way it'll be available to everyone. So again, thank you all for attending, and have a wonderful night wherever you are.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Good night.
Good night.